Or not, that is the big question. Yes, guys, we are live over here. Oh my god, look at that. The second leg of the UEFA Nations League matches are about to begin, and what a disheartening decision which UEFA is making continuously. This is something which is going to be disheartening. And yes, those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the chat section for the poll that who are going to get those wins. Is it the DFB, the Germans? Is it going to be the likes of Gili Azzurri? Or it is the likes of La Furia Roja, the Spaniards? Or it is the likes of the Orange, Holland, Netherlands are going to get this? But UEFA has been disappointing. No denying the fact, UEFA has been really very much disappointing into this, because this is the second leg which is going to begin, and in the first leg where Germany got that 2-1 victory, but now this is the referee Sismon Marcinek. He has been again appointed. The previous season, that was in the Champions League, where this referee gave those ugly decisions against Bayern, and again this man has been called for refereeing to be on the pitch against the DFB. Man, this is going to be disgusting. This is going to be disgusting. I can't handle this one. This referee to be appointed on the pitch for tonight. He will be against the DFB. He was against the Bayern's previous decisions he has been making, and especially to talk about this man, Sismon Marciniak. He has been previously associated with so many controversies. Hope this man doesn't ruin the game today. Hope this man doesn't ruin the game today. This is the first leg, and in the previous leg, it was Germany getting those 2-1 victories over the Azuris, those aerial crosses by Kimmich and Goretzka. That was big. But again, this is the man, Sismon Marcianic. We will come into the lineups a bit later, just 2 minutes into it, but it is also the game between Spain and Netherlands which is happening, and in the previous leg, it was Spain who somehow got with those 10 men down Netherlands. That was something bit disheartening from Luis de la Fuente's men getting those draw against the Orange. But again, look at that. This is the referee. Clement Turpin has been appointed for the second leg. Spain against the likes of Netherlands. What is this UEFA cooking up? In all those critical matches, especially in those second legs, this referee Clement Turpin again. My goodness. I can't handle this, because to talk about Sismon Marcianic, this man officiating the game between the Germans and the Italians for the second leg, and now it is this man Clement Turpin officiating the game against Spain and Netherlands for that second leg. My goodness, I can't handle that. I can't handle that. This type of refereeing is definitely going to be bit critical. This type of refereeing is really going to be critical. I can't tolerate this man Sismon Marcinek to be talking about. If he is going to make any bad decisions for today, it will be the likes of furious, and my anger will be just exaggerated on this live stream. I can't handle this man, and time and again UEFA has been doing this. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the panel in the chat section which has been pinned, that who is going to get those wins. It is the Germans, it is the Italians, the Azuris, it is the La Furia Roja, the Spaniards, or it is that Orange Holland. We have been getting those votes, but handling this man Sismon Marcianic for the first leg, it is going to be bad. It is going to be bad. If this man is going to upset the match between this Germans and the Italians, I can't handle this. This has to be the most annoying thing which is happening time and again by UEFA. And as well as the game between Spain and Netherlands, look at that. It is Clement Turpin, the referee, being appointed for that. Netherlands and Spain are having Clement Turpin on the pitch as the referee, and Germans and the Italians are having Sismon Marcianic. My goodness, my goodness. This is something bad which is going to be. And on the other hand, Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo's men down by Denmark with 1 goal in the first leg. In the second leg, it is now this referee, it is Slevako Winkick again. This man has been appointed. Why are such critical referees time and again being appointed. Clavako wing kick for this game, Portugal against the likes of Denmark. It is the likes of Clement Turpin, this controversial referee, Spain and Netherlands, and it is the likes of Simon Massini, this man against the likes of Germans. My goodness, I can't handle that. But adding more to it, it is the French, Didier Deschamps against the Croatians, with they are down by 2-0. And in this leg, their referee, it is Mikel Oliver, this controversial referee. Oh my God, can you believe this? Why is UEFA doing this? Why is UEFA doing this? I have got no answers for that. Time and again, UEFA has been appointing such referees who are already in so much controversies in the past. And this man, Mikel Oliver, he is up for France and the likes of the Croatians. Didier Deschamps, man, despite couldn't have that good performance. They were having so many shots, Kylian Mbappe, the man, but that ugly fight between Modric and Kylian Mbappe on the pitch, no denying the fact that is the spirit of football which happens. But UEFA time and again appointing these referees, Mikel Oliver, the man over here for Portugal and Croatia. It is the likes of Mikel Oliver over here for the game in between Portugal and Denmark. My goodness, I can't handle that. As well as Spain and Netherlands, Clement Turpin is the man. Oh my God. UEFA is adding more stories to it. UEFA is adding more story to it. And the Germans against the likes of the Azuris, the DFB against the Azuris. Look at that. It's again this referee. My goodness. Simon Marcinac, this man, he has caused many upsets in the past. He has been doing those controversial decisions in the past. And again, these are the 4 controversial referees. If you ask me, I will name all of those controversial decisions, all the referees with their name, with the pointing which they have done in the past. And again, these 4 referees, time and again, being appointed for those matches which are critical for the teams to get into the next round. My goodness, I can't handle that. I can't handle that. What is that going to be? What is that going to be? Appointing such referees on the pitch who has been previously assorted with so many controversies. Man, I can't take that. I can't take that. It is now moving to the lineups. What to say if such type of referee decisions are going to be bit critical? We will be bombarding the internet. We will be bombarding the internet. No denying the fact we will be doing those protests and we will be asking UEFA to get some rematches to be done if these referees are going to make any bad decisions for today. But apart from that, looking at the lineups, look at that, what we have for today in this game. Look at that. It is Germany who has, my goodness, look at that lineup. Look at that lineup. Look at that lineup. It was in the first leg where Germans, Naglesmann was not having clean dienst. He was brought into those substitutions. It was the likes of Jonathan Bukart, the man, but now clean dienst is there in the starting lineups. My goodness, what is Naglesmann cooking? And look at that, it is 3-4-2-1. Can you imagine that the DFB are going to play 3-4-2-1? It is those most rare formations which I am seeing now. The DFB are playing in this. It is Musiala and Sane who were in those attacking aspects in the previous game. And for this also, it is the likes of Naglesmann going with that. But Mittelstadt has been brought on those left wing backs. It wasn't the case in the previous game because it was the likes of Kimmich, Rudiger, Ta and Rom were the man who was chosen on those centre backs. But in this game, shorter back, Ta, Rudiger, 3 centre backs Naglesmann is having. Yes, that is definitely going to be true for this leg because in the previous leg, it was the Azuris on those counters with that fluidity from Luciano Spalletti's man. They were making it good. They were making it good. And at the San Siro, those midfield passes from the Italians were making it and they were taking some shots, but the aerial passes which were having, the crosses which were coming in, the snipers which were looking good, it was something not to be denied. It was too clinical, and those finishings from the likes of Clean Dienst and Goretzka were enough to get that one goal lead. No denying the fact it is just a one goal lead which DFB has got, and Bowman is the man on the goalkeeping positions. No denying the fact. No injury worries for the Germans apart from the likes of Florian Wirtz, who is absent, and Kai Havertz, who has been missing that first leg as well. But look at that. It is the Azuris. They have got those changes. Naglesmann getting those changes from the first leg, and in the second leg, bringing in the likes of Mittelstadt, shorter back. It is the likes of Angelo Stiller in the mid pitch and Clint. Four changes which has been made by Naglesmann. But in the game here, Spain, the likes of the Italians, look at that, look at that. It is again the changes. It is Di Lorenzo who has been moved high up on those right wing banks. No presence of Politano. It is only Moiskin and Maldini, the man, number 11. Junior Maldini is playing that number 11. And yes, those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the poll section that who is going to get those wins. The voting section has been pinned on the chat, whether it is the DFB, the Germans, the Demon Shaft, or whether it is the Gli Azzurri, the Blues, Italians, or it is the likes of La Furia Roja, the Spaniards, or it is the likes of the Orange, Holland, the Netherlands are going to get. Give your votes on the chat section that who is going to get those wins. But again, look at that. It is the Italians going for the likes of Barella. He was there in the first leg. Tonali, the man who was performing their best in the first leg. But Ricci has been the man who has been picked for this leg. It was Nicolo Rovella, their midfielder, number 14, who was there in the starting lineups for Spalletti in the first leg. But yeah, it is that number 6, Ricci. Ricci has been doing good in the Euros. He has been performing good. But again, those centre-back changes, these men of Spalletti, the Azuris, in the previous leg, it was the centre-back options of Calafiori, Bastoni, and Di Lorenzo were there. But over here, look at that. It is Gatti, Bumgarno, and Bastoni. Changes. Spalletti has made those changes. It is the likes of, Gatti is there, Bumgarno is there, Ricci is there, 3 changes. Maldini is there, 4 changes from Spalletti and 4 changes as well as from Naglesmann in this game. Oh my god. Spalletti against Naglesmann. But Naglesmann has stated in the pre-match conferences that he is not going to get those history repeated. He is going to make history. Whereas Spalletti has been confident and has been said that he is going to get those wins out of here. Both the managers, both the coaches are confident of getting their men good enough to get that. But at the Signal Iduna Park, will that be happening? Because the previous game was at San Siro. It was the home for the Italians, AC Milan, their home. It was the DFB getting that 1 goal lead. But this game, it is at the Signal Iduna Park. But time and again, I am saying this, that these referrals, these match officials who are being time and again appointed, it is the likes of Simon Marcianac. This man, will he be critical for today? This man, will he be critical for today? If that is going to be something big, then we are going to trash this UEFA thing which is happening, because time and again it has been seeing that UEFA has been appointing such controversial referees. I can take that. I can take that. And moving on to the game between Spain and Netherlands for this leg, look at that. Look at that. It is Spain at home going to play that. And look at the changes which Luis de la Fuente has made. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that. It was Netherlands and Spain in the previous leg, 2-2 draw. Netherlands going to 10-man down. And Glenn Nyberg, the referee, giving Hato that red card. Was that really a red card to be happening? Hato getting those red card in those 82nd minutes in the first leg. Was that the thing which was going to be happening? I can't take that. I can't take that. That is something which I can't tolerate that, and I won't even take that. Spain getting those red cards for Netherlands, and that tackle from Hato, was that a deserving red card? He just hits on the legs of the Spaniards with his boot, but he was being tackled from behind. But Luis de la Fuente getting this in the lineups. Look at that. It was in the previous leg where Yamal, Morata, and Williams were there, but it is Morata who hasn't been picked for Spain. It is the likes of Oyarzabal who has been picked for those centre forward options. Morata, the man, will he be making those difficult options for Netherlands? Because it was Mikel Merino who got those late stoppage time goals in the first leg. Neither the likes of Morata was a bit disappointing in that, but it is that forward which Luis de la Fuente has chosen in it. It was Pedri, Zubimendi, and Ruiz in the mid-pitch, but for the first leg. But look at that, it is Ruiz, the man. He was there. Olmo has been picked. Pedri has been dropped. My goodness, Luis de la Fuente has dropped Pedri and brought in Olmo onto those attacking aspects. Zubimendi was the defensive midfield for the first leg. He is there. But again, in the first leg, it was Pedro Porro, Lenormand, Kubasi was the man. He got those injuries. I mean, Kubasi getting those injuries, it is really a difficult time. UEFA Champions League matches, the domestic league matches, the Nations League matches, the teams have been playing a tight schedule, and Kubasi getting those injuries, it will be worry for Hansi Flick's man as well for Barcelona. But Kubasi not available for today. Cucurella was there on the left backs, but over here it is Mingueza, the man who has been chosen. Celta Vigo, this player has been chosen, Oscar Mingueza, and it was in the first leg, Pedro Porro was the man, but on the far post, Pedro Porro wasn't looking that clinical in getting those defending moments. And Lamine Yamal was the reason why he couldn't give his best in the first leg, but he was playing clinical. But the most assists, it is those right part changes. Pedri and Porro, they have been replaced, and it is the likes of Mingueza and Olmo. That is the right midfield as well as right back aspects which Luis de la Fuente has got into this. But the absence of Kubasi, it is the likes of this young man, 19 years of old, Dwayne Hoyson from Bournemouth from the Premier League. He has been picked. He has been picked. But David Raya is not that option for De La Fuente as well. It is Simon, the man on the goalkeeping aspects from Athletic. But in the first leg, it was the likes of Simon doing a decent job. But then also he considered twice. But still, it is the likes of David Raya hasn't been picked. David Raya still hasn't been picked. The man has been doing for Arsenal, for Mikel Arteta's man, but Luis de la Fuente hasn't picked him. But the absence of Grimaldo is also missing. Asensio, that defender from Real Madrid, has also got those substitution opportunities to be incoming. In the mid-pitch, it is Alex Baena, Merino, Pedri. Pedri being not picked up, what is that Luis de la Fuente will have to say if someone is going to ask that question to him? Alvaro Morata, Torres, and Aguihova is the man. He is being called up for those attacking aspects. And from FC Porto, this is the man on those striking aspects. So new to it, and Luis de la Fuente has stated that he will be bringing in those fresh players for the Spaniards. And to talk about the likes of Netherlands, look at that. In the previous leg for the Netherlands, it was the likes of Hato, Van Dijk, Van Hag, and Gertruida were the man for those centre back aspects, with the likes of the goalkeeper Verbruggen. But over here, it is the likes of the same, but only Madsen is the new left back, which has been brought in by Ronald Koeman. It was Hato, that man who got those red cards. He is absent, and the reason simple, it is that it is the likes of Madsen from Aston Villa. Especially he has been associated with Dortmund in the past, but now at Aston Villa, Ian Madsen on the left backs. That is the change which Ronald Koeman has got. It is Verbruggen as well on those goalkeeping positions. He was there. But Reinders and De Jong, these two men got those opportunities on the mid-pitch. It has been the likes of Reinders who has been picked, and he has been doing his job good. But will that be the story? Will that be the story? Because Koeman has got Gakpo, Kluivert, Frimpong on those attacking aspects. Kluivert is the man they will be looking much forward into for him to get those spaces as well as those times. And Junior Kluivert, Justin Kluivert has got those muscle memories from his legacy of his father to be talking about Kluivert, Frimpong, and Gakpo, the man, and Memphis Depay was the man on the striking aspect for Netherlands. That is also the same story to be happening. But Italians and the Germans, the game is about to begin in just 1 minute. And those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the chat section that who is going to get those wins for today. Is it the likes of DFB Germans against the Azuris? Are the Germans going to get those wins, or is it the Azuris going to get that, as well as the likes of La Fure Roja Spaniards getting those wins against the likes of Orange, the Holland? What is that going to be? What is that going to be? But much of my worries are for these referees who are on the pitch for today. Much of my worries are for the referees who are there on the match for today. This man, Sismon Mercianac, will he be making those critical decisions? He has been previously associated. He has been previously associated with so many controversies for the Germans in the past. Will he be that man? And yes, those of you who are watching this, give your votes. Give your votes on that poll that who is going to get that. Who is going to get those wins? It is Doris Fishen. That is the moment of silence over here. We will also keep that good, looking good. I don't want any sort of disheartenings to be happening. I don't want any sort of disheartenings to be happening from this. I really don't want any sort of disheartenings to be happening. That will be a bad one. That will be definitely a bad one. Hope everything goes too good. Hope everything goes too good. And the game, Portugal against the likes of Denmark, that is also Cristiano Ronaldo's man. Will he be able to make those changes? Cristiano Ronaldo, will he be getting those aspects to be talking about? He is in the starting lineup for today, but will he be the man who will be making those big aspects for today? That will also be the big question coming up tomorrow morning. Will that be the thing happening? Belgium against Ukraine is also the thing which is going to happen. The lineups, we had a discuss of that. The match officials, the different match officials who are so much annoying have been picked. But will that be the story? Hope this man, Sismon Mercianac, doesn't go for any sort of disheartenings to be happening. I will be having a close watch on this man. I will be having a close watch on this man to be talking about. That is the Germany going 8 goal at the Signal Iduna Park. The game has just begun. Back pass to that. Kimmich goes that. Such a lofted cross. So good in the first half. Mittelstadt inside the box. Will he get that shot? Man, just in 15 seconds. It was Joshua Kimmich getting those good ones. What a lofted cross that was. It was the likes of Mittelstadt inside the box. He could have been bit clinical into that, but no, not happened. Not happened. Not happened. It was the first leg also which was happening like that, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen again. It didn't happen again. In the midfield, it is the likes of Angelo Stiller moving high up on the pitch. Leroy Sané on the right wings trying to get it something good for the team to happen. It is now Bambi, Musiala, Bambi the man going in, being tackled from behind. Barella is the man causing that. He passes that to the mid pitch. Oh my God, Goretzka got that left footer. It could have been a good one. In just 1 minute 15 seconds, the home of DFB Signal Iduna Park, it is the Bombers which are getting it good. The Bombers are getting those big crosses to be happening on the pitch. The Bombers are getting those big crosses happening on the pitch. The Azuris haven't yet got that piece of possession so far in just 2 minutes of the watch. The Azuris haven't yet got that piece of possession still in this game. Rudiger, Ta and Schotterback staying deep on those defensive aspects. Stiller is the man on the defensive mid-pitch, doing it good. It is the likes of Stiller passes that to Mittelstadt. Bambi again gets that. Musiala. Rudiger. Look at that. Rudiger, Ta and Schotterback are staying on those defensive aspects. It is those three men on those centre backs. It is Naglesmann for this game has brought in those changes. It is Goretzka in the mid-pitch trying to find clean dist, and Bambi Stiller gets that interception. Again, it is Leon Goretzka. He is cutting it into the box, passes that to Mittelstadt. Cross from the left wings. Blocked. That has been blocked. That has been strictly blocked. The Azuris are now parking the bus in their own half without getting any possession cheaply. So far in this game, two shots has already been taken. Donnarumma, the man, passes that to Udogi. Udogi is going on into the wings. Rudiger gets that interception good. Passes back to Bowman. Hope Bowman doesn't get those ugly passing aspects to the centre backs, because you are playing with those three centre backs. It is some sort of difficult approach. Hope Bowman doesn't get those ugly passes to the centre backs. And on the other hand, the game between the Spaniards and the Netherlands has also begun. To each, it is the Azuris going for those counters. Di Lorenzo gets that. Jonathan Ta on the box gets that deflection against Moise Kean, has got it good. That is the Azuris. They are now giving those counters. Look at that. It was Di Lorenzo who passed that, but Ta got those deflections. The first corner incoming for the Azuris. So yes, the game between Spain and Netherlands has also kicked off. No goals has yet been scored. Portugal and Denmark, the game over here has also begun. France and the likes of Croatia has also begun. Varela gets that shot on the edge of the box, but no threat for Bowman. And on the other hand, France and Croatia has also begun, and Belgium and Ukraine, this game has also begun. Belgium, will they get that good to be happening or not? Will this be the question? But the game where the Germans and the Italians are going it, this man, Simon Mersenek, is the referee, pointing at time and again. It is the likes of Spain and Netherlands for that game. It is the likes of this man, Clement Turpin again. Controversies, hope these controversies don't just give those bad moments on the pitch. It is Gatti for the Azuris looking to pass that. He gets it good. That is a missed pass from Barella. It is clean dazed, getting it into the box. A challenge that is from Risi. Risi has shown his perfect character for this. Risi has shown his perfect character for this. And yes, those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the chat section. Who is going to get those wins? Is it the poll which has been pinned on the chat? Is it the likes of DFB? Is it the likes of Germans, the Azuris, or it is the likes of La Furia, Roja, the Spaniards, or it is the likes of Netherlands, Orange? Are they going to get that? That is a cross from Kimmich onto the far post. Maldini, the man getting those interceptions. A tackle that is from clean days, but look at that. Bastoni is on the pitch, lying inside the box. He has some head collision, I guess. But who is that man? Hope this referee, look at that corner being taken. It was Star and Bastoni. They just collided inside the box. Clindins getting those tackles to Junior Maldini. It is Angelo Stiller, the man. He is also looking bit injured and down on the pitch inside the box in just 6 minutes. I mean, 7 seconds to be precise onto the watch. Look at that foul. Gatti just gets his hand onto the face of Angelo Stiller. Look at that. Gatti, the number 5, gets that hand to Angelo Stiller. But this referee, Simon Marcinek, hasn't yet given any sort of cards or booking for that. Goretzka from the mid-page gets that. But now most of the forwards, the likes of Sane, Bambi, are staying bid on the mid-pitch. Clint has to be bit critical against the likes of Di Lorenzo. And the fluidity in the mid-pitch needs to be revamped. The fluidity in the mid-pitch needs to be revamped by Julian Naglesmann. Look at that. That mid-pitch fluidity has to be bit critical into that. There is Sane, Stiller getting those numbers counting good. It is the numbers counting, guys. Both the teams. 3-5-2 is the general formation. They are going to have that on the pitch for today. But Naglesmann picking this odd formation rather than going for those 4-2-3-1. They are going more onto those wide corners, wide passes to be made in. Kimmich, Rudiger, Ta. Rudiger passes that to Bambi, dropping down. Still on the mid-page, gets that to Schotterback. Schotterback is now high up on the pitch. He has got Mittelstadt on the wings. Schotterback goes for those crosses for Clean gets that header. Damn. It is the aerial wave which the DFB are again looking to get it. Quarterback gave that cross so good, but Clean just couldn't get the contact of the ball good enough to get a goal of foul. Now that is a goal kick for the Azuris. Donnarumma. I mean, in the mid-page to talk about, look at that. Both. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It is the Spaniards who has got a penalty into that. Look at that. On the other hand, look at that. It is a penalty which has been awarded. It has the penalty which has been awarded. Clement Tupin, the man awarding that penalty, and they have got it. Oh my goodness. Look at that. The Spaniards has got a penalty into this game. Portugal and Denmark still goalless. France and Croatia, it is still goalless. Belgium and Ukraine, that is still goalless. It is Kimmich again, moving high up on the pitch, passes that to Rudiger. It has to be Stiller who has to be a bit critical in making those. Bambi inside the box. That is a tackle from Di Lorenzo, blocked. Inside the box, those tackles has to be a bit critical, guys. Lisbon Marcinek not getting those, but this time he blows the whistle. No cards yet being shown, but look at that. Spain and Netherlands, a penalty has been given. Oh my goodness. Spain has got that penalty, and that is the lead which they have got. Spain has got that penalty, and they have got that lead so early. Spain has got that a penalty. Netherlands are bit unlucky, boys. Netherlands, the orange, are bit unlucky. In the previous game, they were down to 10 man, and now they have got those penalties to be talking about. It is this referee Clement Turpin giving those penalties to Spain, and that is so early. I mean, in just 8 minutes, a penalty has been given, and Spain has got that. But over here, Germans and the Italians is the game going in a good direction. That is the aspect to watch. Di Lorenzo gets a tackle to that. Look at that. Mittelstadt was the man. Damn, why was Di Lorenzo pretending it that he was hit on his leg? Mittelstadt just had that sliding tackle, but nowhere it touched the legs of Di Lorenzo on the pitch. My goodness. Hope things go good, guys. Hope things go good. And the referees on the pitch hope they don't get any sort of ugly things to be happening. It is some sort of centre back passes happening on between the likes of Risi and Barella. Bambi is the sole man. Gets that to Di Lorenzo. Getty again. But to talk about this thing, I mean, Getty is the man. He will be making those differences on the mid pitch. But will that be enough? Because to talk about Bumgarno and Gatti, Gatti is from Juventus and Bumgarno, the man from Napoli. They have, and Spalletti might be having that view of those centre backs. It is Udogi with that throw. Whom is he going to pass that to? He passes it back. Look at that. Barella is having those centre back moments, and he is providing those fluidity in the team. Look at that fluidity from the likes of Spalletti and the likes of Barella on the pitch. It is Moiskin who has been picked for that pass, bus interception. Back to Bambi. Musiala trying to dribble it past, but Gatti is the man. He is doing his job so good. Gatti is the man from the Azuris, the Italians. Paradis man, he is doing his job good. Gatti and Bumgarno. It is Clean who is being consistently man-marked by Bumgarno. A throw being taken. But Clean has to press those moments where the likes of Bumgarno and Bastoni is creating those spaces on the pitch. Now it is that free kick being awarded to the DFB. Kimmich going to take that very close to the left corners with his right footer. Will he make that cross happen? Will he make that cross happen inside the box? Will he get it? That is a good cross inside the box. Oh my god, deflection that is. Rudiger, will he get that header? The ball is inside the box. The men in white and blues are doing it. Some sort of tackles. Bambi wins that, but Reinders is the man. My goodness. I mean, not Reinders. It is the likes of. Oh my god, look at that. The ball was inside the box. Look at that curl which Joshua Kimmich got into it. Clinton, Star, Rudiger were there. Finally, that was Schotterback who went for those tackles. Risi had his legs crossed into it, and inside the box, that was a foul, but no cards yet being shown. No cards yet being shown by the referee Simon Mercenek on the pitch. No cards yet being shown by the referee Simon Mercenek on the pitch. On the other hand, Spain and Netherlands, Spain has got that early penalty opportunity, and the referee on the pitch, Clement Turpin, has awarded that. It is for Bambi to hit that shot. My goodness. Bambi, my boy. Clinton passes that to Sane. Sane gets that into the box. He is up against Udogi. Back passes to Kimmich again with that cross. So good across that is. But this time, Di Lorenzo was the man on the far post getting that deflection, but at the cost of a corner that is. Oh my god, oh my god, this game is taking a big game happening. It is the Germans and the Azuris up high against each other, and both are proving it good, but most of the gameplay is being dominated so far by the DFB. It is again Joshua Kimmich with his corner to be happening. So good that is. Oh my god. Every time Kimmich is taking those corners, and it is a feeling coming in from the deep of the heart that it is going to get into the nets. It is a feeling which is going to get it into the nets. The second leg, it is those crosses coming in from Kimmich are looking lethal, and anytime a goal can be seen him coming. Anytime a goal can be seen him coming. That is again a corner being taken. Joshua Kimmich now this time from the right corners with his right footer. Clean inside the box. Rudiger, shorter back. So many of the header takers are there inside the box. My goodness. 3 corners being taken by the DFB so far. Look at that. It is Del Piero who is watching the game from the sidelines. Look at that. Goal kick being awarded. Donnarumma, the man. He takes that goal. He goes for the right mid pitch. Shorter back this time, getting those interceptions. Bambi, Goretzka, Mittelstadt, Ta. Rudiger now has the possession with him. Goes for Kimmich. Back to Rudiger, Ta. It is the likes of Tonali, Moise Kean, Barella, and Maldini. Maldini, most of the time, he is staying on those attacking midfield aspects. Look at that. It is the presence of Junior Maldini who is staying mostly on the mid part of the pitches. Spalletti and his men are showing those counter movements as well as those fluidity in the positions, but at the Signal Iduna Park, they are not yet having those movements which they were getting at the San Siro for the first leg. Quarterback this time on the mid pitch finds Kleindienst. Kleindienst gets that to Stiller, Mittelstadt on the left wings. It is that left wing which is looking but absent from the DFB at times. Bambi gets that to Sane. Sane pass that back heel. Bambi take that shot. Block again. Bambi has been taking those 2 or 3 shots so far from the edge of the box, but he is not getting that free space. Jonathan Tah, back heel interception that is. Stiller gets into the way for those clearances. Mittelstadt gets that to Sane. Kimmich. It is 19 minutes 45 seconds on the watch to be precise. Rudiger this time gets on high up. Passes that to Sane. Bambi. Stiller. Rudiger. Kimmich. Kimmich to Rudiger again. Rudiger finds Bambi on the mid pitch. Kimmich again. Shorter back. Bambi on the mid pitch. He has to go for those aerial passes, boy. Bambi, you have to make those aerial passes either for Goretzka or Kleindienst to be on the pitch. Look at that. Angelo Stiller is having the possession of the ball. He is looking good composed and he is showing his character. Angelo Stiller so far in this has been showing his good character on the pitch. He has been really showing those good characters on the pitch. It is Bambi who has been fouled, and that man Gatti gets that card. Look at that. It is Szymon Messianek. This time gets that. Look at that. Number 5, Gatti from the Azuris was holding the jersey of Bambi. Musiala as well as Barella getting those ugly challenges to Musiala. but only a single yellow card has been shown. A single yellow card has just been shown. My goodness. Simon Marcinek, this referee on the pitch, hope he doesn't bring those ugly moments. He has been causing those upsets. Look at that. Bambi was fouled both by Barella and Getty, but only a yellow card that has been shown. A free kick being taken. Kimmich takes that good. Shorter back this time. Getty is the man. Now Simon Marcinek, the referee on the pitch, has called Getty. Look at that. He got shorter back so much entangled into him. Oh my god, look at that. Angelo Stiller this time. The referee Simon Marcinek giving that yellow card to Angelo Stiller. My goodness, this referee is causing those upsets, boys. He has given that yellow card for Angelo Stiller, but was that a foul to Tonali on the pitch? My goodness. Oh my god. This game, whether the referees are going to make those ugly upsets or not, that will be the thing to watch. That will be the thing to watch. My goodness. Belgium and Ukraine, it is still goalless. France and Croatia, it is also goalless. Portugal and Denmark, goalless. Only Spain has got that penalty moment on the pitch, and they have got that. They have got that. Spain only with that penalty has got the aggregate to 3-2 on the pitch, and this is the man Clement Turpin giving those penalty moments on the pitch. Portugal and Denmark so far goalless. France and Croatia still goalless. Belgium and Ukraine is also goalless. But the Germans has got 10 shots to be taken so far, but not a goal yet to be coming. It is Bambi on the mid-page being tackled. Look at that. It is number 5, Getty, again getting those tackles to Jamal Musiala. Bambi on the pitch. Kimmich this time goes for that cross for clean dienst. Interception that is. Leroy Sané again passes that back to Kimmich. But at the midfield, look at that. That is not being able. I'm not being able to understand that. It is Bambi again. Tonali getting those tackles. Good enough. Rudiger, shorter back. Mittelstadt again. Stiller on the mid pitch. Goretzka. Mittelstadt again. Bambi has that free space but passes that to Kimmich. Kimmich tries to find Leroy Sané, but Udogie is the man getting those interceptions. It was Udogie the man getting those interceptions. Angelo Stiller this time being fouled by Udogie, but no cards being given. Bambi takes that shot. He is looking furious. He is looking obsessed because the shots which has been taking is not getting those free spaces. Bambi has to keep the cool of his mind. Bambi has to keep the cool of his mind. He has to get those peace moments on the pitch. Keep your patience and keep your coolness on the pitch, boy. He is shorter back, but from the aspects of Mittelstadt, against the likes of Di Lorenzo, hasn't been looking that good. And Leroy Sané, against the likes of Udogie on the pitch, is being overpowered at times. Passes that to Kimmich again. Sané, miss pass. But Kimmich recovers that good. Ta, Bambi, Sané, Stiller, Rudiger again, Kimmich. I mean, the Germans with this gameplay are looking a bit predictable in those passes to be happening. Joshua Kimmich again, Bambi, Sané. The Azuris are counting the numbers so good. The Azuris are counting the numbers so good on the pitch. Leroy Sané, will he take that shot? Grounded shot that was, and no worries for Donnarumma. That was a grounded shot from Leroy Sané on the pitch, And that is a no worry for Donnarumma. My goodness, 11 shots being taken. It is Moiskin high up. Bowman high up on the pitch. Gets that good. My goodness, look at that. This game is going to make those ugly turns or not. It is only dependent if this referee, Lisbon Messianic, doesn't make any bad aspects into that. Hope he doesn't make any bad aspects onto that. But Spain getting those penalty after Webigan is given an unwanted back toss. That was the thing which happened in the goal line, but it has happened. Bambi again. Mittelstadt with that cross this time to clean Dienst. Header. Tonali gets that clearance good. Tonali gets that clearance good. Yes, to talk about that penalty, that was a back pass which happened and Webrugen couldn't just handle that. The game settles down into the familiar rhythm of the Spanish possession and they just lost it. Damn. The Spaniards has got that big penalty into that. They have been leading that aggregate 3-2 against the Orange. Orange have been really unlucky. They have got those red cards, head of the man. It is now they have been awarded a penalty. The Spaniards, it is all the way down for the Orange. And this man, Clement Turpin, giving those penalties. But over here for the Germans, the DFB against the Azuris, this man, Mercianac, will he be the thing to be counting? Give your votes on the chat section. Who is going to get those wins out for today? Give your votes on the poll section. Who is going to get those wins for today? And so far, 2 yellow cards. One for the likes of Gatti from the Azuris and one for Angelo Stiller. Stiller again gets that to Goretzka. Goretzka gets that. Clean dance inside the box. That is a bad tackle and a penalty has been given. That is a bad tackle. Look at that. A yellow card. Give him a red card, boy. Simon Messianic, the referee on the page, gives that a yellow card. My goodness, that doesn't deserve a yellow card. That is a challenge inside the box. Look at that. That is a bad challenge. It was Goretzka in the mid page, gets that from Stiller, and look at that. Clint East was the man. He was running high up on the pitch. Baumgartner on the defensive aspects gets that ugly tackle, pulling the jersey of Clint East and getting his right footer, just getting those tackles with his right footer to the left foot of but he has been just given a yellow card. My God, that is a straight obstruction. That is something, a very bad decision. But a penalty has been given, but no red cards. It is that yellow card which has been given to Baumgartner. My goodness, Joshua Kimmich going to take that. Stay cool, boys. Stay cool. Get that one goal. Get that one goal. Joshua Kimmich has got it. Big boy. It is that mind talking for you. Kimmich is the man. He is doing those big ones on the page for the DFB. And we have got that first goal. We have got that first goal. The Demon Shaft are now leading on an aggregate 3-1. And so far in this game, look at the stats. It is those 13 shots which the DFB has got. They have been dominating this from the starting first second of this game. The Azuris were looking parking the bus good, and Joshua Kimmich took that penalty. He went on to the left post. Donnarumma took that dive into that aspect also, but he was clinical on that wide angle to the far reach of the Donnarummas to get that a save. Joshua Kimmich has got that first goal lead, and it is that penalty moment which has happened. My goodness, Sesmon Mersenik has awarded the DFB a penalty. Can you believe that, boys? Bambi again not looking that good in Mittelstadt from the wings, gets that across. Oh my goodness, look at that cross with Mittelstadt got. Just from the edge of the lines, he got that. What a goal that was. Goretzka getting those headers, but bit wide of the post. Donnarumma is looking agitated and he is looking furious because look at the stats. It is those 13 shots which has been taken by the DFB so far in this game, only one by the Azuris. At the Signal Iduna Park, the DFB are going to get those big wins. Now is it the time to watch that whether Julian Naglesmann's men are going to get those big wins. The DFB Elf, the 11 Germans, are they going to get those big wins or not? But I can't just accept that this is the man Simon Mercianek. He has given a penalty. I mean, in the previous controversies, especially we talk about Bayern and Real Madrid, this man got those ugly blue whistle moments against Matthijs de Ligt, but he has also asked for those apologies for Bayern for giving those decisions, and this time he has given the DFB a penalty. My goodness. It is Bambi again inside the box, gets that to Clean Dazed, trying to get a deep laying pass into the box. Donnarumma this time gets it good. Look at that. 14 shots being taken. Man. Spalletti's men are being crushed and are just being forced to stay in their own half, rather deep in their own half. They are not being given those spaces to be happening in the pitch. This is a complete DFB showdown, German showdown, which is happening in the UEFA Nations League. And on the other hand, Spain and Netherlands to talk about, it is the Spaniards, they have also got that penalty and they are up by 3-2 on an aggregate. And look at that shots. 5 shots the Spaniard has taken, Netherlands has taken 3 shots. The game is going but equal into that. But 3 on target by Spain for those shots, but Netherlands hasn't yet been able to take a shot on target so far. And the referee over there, it is the likes of Clement Turpin, the man getting those penalties. It is Bambi again getting that to Mittelstadt. Mittelstadt this time goes for that cross for the far post. But to talk about this game, one thing is looking a bit disappointing, and that is from the likes of Leroy Sané on the pitch, he is not staying on those far posts. Udogi, the man getting those challenges against Joshua Kimmich, but no cards yet being shown so far. It was 2 assists for Joshua Kimmich in the first leg, and in this second leg, Joshua Kimmich is the man. He has got those goals. My God, Joshua Kimmich has got those contract extensions at Bayern as well. Mittelstadt, shorter back, passing that to Sané, mid-pitch interceptions from Goretzka. Goretzka on the mid-pitch is doing his job good. Stiller is also showing a good character, but it is the likes of Bambi and Leroy Sané to be coming up big and good on the pitch. Bambi has been man-marked. Bambi has been really man-marked by Getty and Baumgartner on the pitch. Clint has also not been given those free spaces. Look at that. Udogi gives that a tackle and a foul to Kimmich. But this man, Simon Mercianek, up to those, I mean, what is that time on the watch? It is 35 minutes to be precise on the watch. Has been doing some decisions good. Now it is shorter back with his left footer, tries to find Clean Dazed. Clean Dazed gets that to Sané on the pitch. This time Kimmich. Rudiger with that cross. Clean Dazed gets that onto the first post. Donnarumma makes that save. It is the aerial ball, the aerial way the things are happening. Oh my God. That is the second goal which has come. That is the second goal, I think, which has come. What was that? The telecast was just halted. But what was that? How that second goal came? My goodness. It happened suddenly. It happened suddenly. Let us have that look of the second goal. What happened just now? We just couldn't have a watch of that. Why was there a lag in the telecast for that second goal to be happening? Why was there a lag in that second goal to be happening in the telecast? Donnarumma is now seen chewing his bottle. Rudiger got that to clean this. That was safe from Donnarumma. So good into it. Joshua Kimmich with that gets it good. He was so fast into it and he passed that to Bambi. Donnarumma was the man. He was talking. My goodness, but that goal was being taken. That goal was being taken because the referee on the pitch has just blown that whistle. So good. It is now on an aggregate 4-1. Azuris in the second leg are down by 2 goals, and on an aggregate they are down by 3 goals at the Signal Iduna Park. My goodness, this man, Sismon Merciane, that second goal which happened, it happened so early and the Azuris were not alert on the pitch. It was Donnarumma talking to the referee, but the referee has already blown that whistle. That was taken so good and so fast. The second goal came in really cheap wise. My goodness. I mean, that second goal, I mean, such type of situations, UEFA are having that. It is Bestoni getting those headers. Maldini, Junior Maldini takes that shot from inside the box, but nowhere near the post, and no worries for Bowman on the pitch. No worries, that is for Bowman on the pitch. The DFB are now 2 up against the Azuris. My goodness. The Signal Iduna Park is going to be a one-way journey for the teaming shaft. It is the Azuris on the sidelines having a watch of that second goal, whether that whistle was really blown by Simon Mirsenev on the pitch, but this goal stands and the score line is 2 up. Spain and Netherlands, on the other hand, look at that. What is happening? What is that happening? It is still 1 up. 41 minutes on the watch for Spain and Netherlands. Portugal has got that. Cristiano Ronaldo's man has got that. Oh my God. Good one. Good one. Make those comebacks. Portugal and Denmark, the scores are now level. Joachim Anderson, the man getting that. It was an own goal which Denmark got it. And now Portugal and Denmark on an aggregate are leveled up equal to each other. Thank God. Cristiano Ronaldo and his man really need to make it big. Make it big, boys. Ronaldo and his man. France and Croatia. France hasn't yet been able to get a yellow card, has already been shown to Kylian Mbappe as well. 11 shots France has taken, not a goal happening from them. Belgium and Ukraine, not a single goal. Belgium has got 6 shots, but not a goal being scored by them. But over here at the Signal Iduna Park, it is the DFB getting 2 goals. Big it win, boys. Big it win. And to be precise, talking about the knockouts, I mean, the fixture between the Italians and the Germans will face, the winners will face the likes of Denmark and Portugal for the semi-finals, and Netherlands and Spain, to be talking about the winners of that. Netherlands and Spain will face the likes of winners of Croatia and France. My goodness. But so far on the score lines which is happening, if the Germans are going to get it in the semi-finals, Portugal and Denmark, Portugal are getting that. Netherlands and Spain, Spain will get that. France and Croatia, if France are going to get that, then they will. Or if it is Croatia who is going to get that, Dalek's man, it is Tonali this time gets that far from the box, but no threats for Bowman so far in this game. No threats for Bowman so far in this game to be happening. Look at that. The stats are saying it. 16 shots which has been taken by the DFB. 5 on target and only 2 shots which the Azuris have taken. And Gliazzurri hasn't got a single shot on target, and Bowman, the man, hasn't faced a single threat to be incoming to his side. That is a big stat, boys. And look at that, 91% is the pass accuracy which has been happening on the pitch. 4 corners. All the stats in favor of the DFB Elf, the 11 Lamine shaft, making it good. It is for Clint again on the mid pitch. Goretzka gets that to Mittelstat. Shorter back gets to Bambi. Bambi, high up on the pitch, has been really man-marked good, especially from the likes of Gatti, Barella, as well as the likes of Samuel Risi on the pitch. They have been marking it good. Rudiger this time goes for that cross again. Deflection that is. Bambi, will he take that a turn? Di Lorenzo gets that a good interception. But in this game, Di Lorenzo has been doing his job good. No denying the fact Di Lorenzo has been doing his job good on the pitch. Baumgartner is the man who has struggled a bit, and he has been given those difficult moments, and that happened. And the second goal which was taken, it was the absence of those awareness which the Azuris had on the pitch. My goodness. Quarterback gets that to Ta. Stiller gets that to Goretzka on the pitch. A missed pass that is to Sane from Stiller. Sane recovers the ball on that run. Gets that to Kimmich. Goretzka. But in the mid-pitch, the Azuris hasn't yet been posing that threat which we were doing at the San Siro in the first leg. Look at that. It is that threat. It is that home advantage where the DFB are crushing the Azuris so good on the pitch. Passes that to Stiller. Portugal has leveled that score against the likes of Denmark. That is good. In the second half, they will get it big. They will get it big. Cristiano Ronaldo and his men really need to pack up and get those big wins. Bambi moving it high up. Take that shot, boy. Man, that was a shot being taken. But to talk about Bambi is being man marked so good on the pitch. Look at that. It is a cluster of 3 players who are safeguarding against the likes of Bambi on the pitch. Belgium and Ukraine. Belgium in the first half hasn't been able to get a goal past the Ukraine defense, and they are trailing by 3-1. That is the qualification which is going to be happening. This time shorter back gets that to Goretzka. Goretzka to Kimmich again. Make that cross, boy. He gets that for the header inside the box. My goodness, Clean had that goal. Clean had that header. Clean that is the goal which is going to stand. Yes, that goal has been given. It is all the way for the DFB, and those crosses, those aerial passes, which has been happening, especially from the likes of Schotterbeck, from the likes of Mittelstat, from the likes of Rudiger, from the likes of, no denying the fact, the ultimate man, Joshua Kimmich. My goodness, it is now 3-up in the first half, and then on an aggregate 5-1, 5-1, boys. Look at that. It is Buffon who is there on the sidelines, and he is looking upset. Goretzka, on the recap of that goal, got it to Kimmich. It is those height advantages. Clint is the tall man. The ball went into that line. Look at that. Yes, the ball went into the line of the first. The ball went into the first line of the goal post. It was in the air, but according to the rules of the goal line technology, if the ball crosses the first line, then that is going to be a goal, and this has happened. Three goals up. My goodness, that is something big upset which the DFB has got it. 1 minute of added time being awarded. And it is up for the first half. The referee on the pitch, my goodness, Simon Mersenek, his job is done. Thank God. Hope he hasn't got any sort of worries. And it is all the way for the DFB, the demon shaft to get it big. Get it big, boys. Get it big. Get it big and huge. That is what we want. Nothing apart from that. Demolition, destruction, agony, pain, and all those sorrow moments will be upcoming for the municipality if the Azuris are not going to get any goals. I mean, some sort of consolations which they will need to be happening in the second half. But to talk about the lineups, look at that. I mean, we will move to the lineups a bit later, but Spain and Netherlands, it is the half time. Spain has got that penalty and they have converted it good. It was that goal which came in from Oyarzabal, but in the stats, look at that. 5 shots. The Spaniards has got 3 on target, 4 from the orange, only 1 on target at home. And this referee Clement Topin giving that a penalty. It is all the bad luck for the orange to be happening. In the first leg, they were down to 10 men and now they have been given a penalty against them. But the good thing is that Cristiano Ronaldo and his men has got that goal. It was some own goal which happened against Denmark. 4 shots which they have taken, 2 on target. 2 shots which Denmark has got, just 1 on target. Look at that. That is the story which is happening. Portugal against Denmark. And France and Croatia, my goodness, Deschamps' man hasn't got a goal. 12 shots they have taken so far, only 1 on target. 2 have been taken by the Croatia Dalek's men. My goodness. Whereas it is the likes of Kylian Mbappe being man marked by the likes of Guardiola on the pitch. Belgium and Ukraine. Belgium down 2-3-1 on an aggregate, but this is the qualification match which is happening. And Ukraine in the first leg getting those 3 goals against one from Belgium. That was a comeback from Ukraine. Belgium are really tailing it back. But this Germans and the Italians, which we are watching over here, and this is the thing which is happening, the 3 goals which has happened. Can I put it on the timeline? No, we can't do that. So yes, we will have the discussion of the matches. I will also take a short 1 minute break and I will be back. That is the first half which is going on. I mean, the break of the first half which is going on. I will also take a short break. I will fill up my coffee mug and this packet of biscuit. I will have it, and in just 1 minute, I will be back. Stay tuned, wait, guys. I'll be just back in 1 minute. Will that be a 4-0? Will that be a 5-0? Or will that be a 6-0 to the end of this leg? What is that which is going to happen? Will that be a 5-0? Will that be a 6-0? Or it is the Azuris going to make those comebacks? We are back again for the second leg, and it was just a short 1 minute break. I got into it, and the DFB getting those big wins out of that. Look at that. It was so early from this game. Those yellow cards were being shown, but in that, Angelo Stiller, the man getting those yellow cards, I won't say that it was the good decision which was made by the referee Simon Mercenek from the start of the stream to be talking about this. This man on those referee decisions, it was looking a bit disheartening from my side. Really, to talk about that, this man Simon Mercenek being given those referee decisions for the game, the Azuris against the likes of The DFB, it was something looking disheartening from the start, but that yellow card which was being shown to Angelo Stiller, I would say no, definitely not. That was definitely not a yellow card being shown. But Bumgarno, given those yellow cards, he was making those ugly tackles to Bambi, Jamal Musiala on the pitch. It was also looking bad, but a penalty being awarded, and it was Josh Kimmich, the man who got that in the previous leg. He got those beautiful assists, those crosses, those aerial passes which he made in the first leg, and now he got that goal on those penalties. My goodness, Joshua Kimmich nailed it good against Donnarumma. Donnarumma dived it onto that far post, but Kimmich was so clinical getting it to the far aspects on those grounded shots. Donnarumma is the tall man, and Joshua Kimmich getting those penalties, not going for those top far posts, but he went for those grounded shots, and Donnarumma lagged in that because he dived into that right aspect, but on that grounded one, he couldn't reach that. That is the clinical aspect of finishing those penalties, which is to be happening if you are going up against a tall goalkeeper. And then it was the likes of Jamal Musiala getting that second goal, and that corner was being taken, but the Italians were a bit furious with that penalty which was being taken, and Donnarumma, I think he was having some sort of words with Simon Marcinic on the pitch, but the whistle was already blown by him, and Kimmich takes that. It is that third assist which he is getting to be clinical in those finishings, and Bambi gets that goal cheap. That was a good one. Bambi adding to the goal stats. And the third goal which came again, that was some assist from Joshua Kimmich. Man, Joshua Kimmich, after getting those contract extensions at Bayern, staying up to 2029-30, he is making those big crosses from his side, and it was clean lanes this time, getting it good into those headers, and the ball cleared the goal line, and by VR, it was that third goal which happened. But Simon Marcinic, to be talking about this, hasn't been given those opportunities. No opportunities. The DFB hasn't given any opportunities to this man, Simon Marcinic, on the pitch to make anything bad happening against them. The DFB are playing against 11 of the Azuris, the likes of, Gilly Azuri, they have got it, and against also the likes of Simon Messianic, to be talking about if those controversial decisions which he has been given in the past were to be counted, then the DFB were playing against 12 men on the pitch, but no opportunities has been given to this man Simon Messianic on the pitch. And to talk about the lineups, look at that. If the Azuris need to make any changes, Julian Naglesmann doesn't need to go for any changes. He has to bring up the boys after those 60-65 minutes, because all of this 11 DFB elf are looking it so good. But to talk about the Azuris on the pitch, look at their lineup. I think it is that lag from Bumgarno which Peretti has got into that pitch. DC is the man, he wasn't there in the first leg. It was the likes of, that man, it was Rovella who was there in the starting lineups, but Barella, Di Lorenzo, most of them have been staying it. Moiskin, no involvement from him so far. He is running like that big wrestler on the pitch, but not adding to any character for the man of Spalletti. Will Spalletti go for those changes? Maldini is also that change which he has got. Will that be the thing happening for Spalletti? What are those changes will he make? Will he drop down Moiskin and bring in the likes of Politano, Zaccagni, or Luca or Raspadori on the pitch? Yes, changes are being seen. Changes are being seen. It is their number 16 who is coming on to the pitch. Look at that. It is their number 16 who is coming onto the pitch. Spalletti is now seen making those changes early in the second half. It is those changes which Spalletti has already made. Look at that. Spalletti has definitely brought those changes. Spalletti has already brought those changes into the second half. That is all the way for the DFB early, trying to get a pass from my skin. Jonathan Tah gets that clearance. That is good into that. And it is the likes of Fratesi coming onto the pitch and Politano, the man coming onto the pitch. The two men who were there the first leg as well, but Politano was in the starting lineup, and that is the substitution which Spalletti has got into this game. That is the substitution which Spalletti has got into this game. Oh my god, Spalletti has brought in those changes, but will that be clinical enough to get a goal? And on the other hand, Spain and Netherlands, the second half has yet it begun. Yes, Spain and Netherlands, the game has also begun. Spain with only that penalty goal are now one up, but no changes from Luis de la Fuente as well as the likes of Koeman on the pitch. Portugal and Denmark, the second leg has begun yet or not. Cristiano Ronaldo has already started reacting after he misses a chance to score. That is Cristiano Ronaldo missing a big time scoring opportunity, but it is still the halftime which is going on between Portugal and Denmark. The game has just been whistled and the second half has begun. It is 1 minute into that, and the likes of France and Croatia in the timeline. Look at that. It is 47 minutes which is going on between the likes of France and Croatia. The second half has also begun. But talking about the substitutions, neither Didier Deschamps nor Zlatko Dalic has brought in any changes in the squad. Any changes in the squad. But it is only Spalletti who is down by 3 goals in this leg has brought in those 2 changes. That is inside the box opportunity for the Azuris. Will they get it clinical? No, denied. Joshua Kimmich gets that to Sane. Rudiger again. Bambi. Di Lorenzo is getting those man marking good against the likes of Bambi and no free spaces which he is awarding that to him. But look at those changes Spalletti has got. He has brought in Politano. He will be high up on those wings. Moiskin is the man he is looking to. And to talk about Moiskin, who is now at Fiorentina in the Serie A, 26 matches he has played, he has scored 15 goals. Moiskin is that new character to be shown in the Serie A, but not getting those good opportunities for Spalletti. He passes that to Ta. It is all the upwork attacking aspects which the Azuris have to get it. But Moiskin is the man nowhere looking it good and clinical on those positionings. Image gets that to Rudiger. Rudiger gets it good for Stiller, Sane. That is a giveaway. Joshua Kimmich has got that. Moiskin has finished it and nailed it against Bowman. That is the first goal, early goal, which the Azuris has got. It was that moment which was happening from the DFB. That fluidity with those 3 centre backs, that is what the underlying statement from my side was in just the starting of the first half. And it was those wide centre back movements with the likes of Ta and Rudiger staying in. Now this time Joshua Kimmich, that was made to him. It was a bit wide one. He misses that. Moiskin gets it good. The Azuris have got a 1 goal. A consolation goal, or is that the start of the comeback? Is that the consolation goal, or is that the start of a comeback for the Azuris? Moiskin, the man, we were talking about him at Fiorentina, getting those 15 goals out of those 25 matches. Look at that. He is looking like a big animal monster on the pitch. My goodness. The Azuris has got a consolation goal so far, but is that the start of a comeback, or is that the start of a comeback and they are going to get, they have on an aggregate to get three more goals to get on those equalizers of 5-2. Bastoni this time to Udogi, back to Bastoni. Bomgarno still staying on the pitch. Di Lorenzo passes that high up. Politano making his move on the right wings. That touch wasn't good enough and he just lets the ball off for a goal kick. What was that from Politano? My goodness. I mean, to talk about this, the goal which happened early in the second half, I mean, DFB are unwantedly trying to get those center back passes. That is not the thing which you have to go in, boy. Play your natural game. Udogi again gets that. Bambi this time gets that good interception, is running with that good, gets clean back to Kimmich. I'm going to talk about Joshua Kimmich. He has got those assists, he has got those goals, but he has also get those missed passes on the pitch. My goodness. I mean, to talk about that, in the previous game where there was a 1-2, the scoreline, it was the likes of Kimmich who was on a rating of 9.1, and now with that goal which he has just led to with those ugly fall on the pitch, it is his rating still now going up by 8.6. My goodness, he is that Mr. Consistent on the pitch. But are the Azuris capable enough to get three more goals for the equalizers? And if they want to win, they have to go for those four more goals. Will this game go into the extra time or up to the penalties if the Azuris are going to get three more goals for those equalizers? Because on an aggregate, Germans are 5, Italy 2. Spain and Netherlands. Let us have a look on that. Oh my God! Memphis Depay has scored against Spain. Orange has scored their equalizer against Spain again. Netherlands are getting those upset moments for Spain in the UEFA Nations League quarterfinal, both the legs, and that was also a penalty. Oh my God. It was in the first leg, the Spaniards getting a penalty, Oyarzabal getting those conversions, and now in the second half, it is Memphis Depay getting those penalties. My goodness. What is that happening? It is the likes of Clement Dupin on the pitch. He is making that good. Oh my God. Let me just check in what happened. It was Robin Lee Normand getting those yellow cards. Normand getting those ugly tackles, and the referee on the pitch pointed at a penalty for that. Oh my God. It is now on an aggregate Spain 3, Netherlands 3, Clement Turpin, the man getting those two penalties for both the teams. My goodness. Lindane's inside the box, get it, good. My goodness, he turns around and takes that shot. Mittelstadt wants a goal to be incoming from his side, and Portugal and Denmark on the scoreline, still it is 1 up. But on an aggregate, it is still one each. And Cristiano Ronaldo has missed a big opportunity in this in the timeline. That was his reaction, missing that big opportunity which he got it. That will be something furious from the likes of that will be really furious from the likes of Roberto Martinez on the pitch. Cristiano Ronaldo missing those big opportunities. But will they make it? Because on an aggregate with that own goal, Portugal won, Denmark won. And on the other hand, France has scored. Oh my God. Mikel Olise, look at that. Mikel Olise from Bayern Munich has scored that. Oh my goodness. France has got that one goal, and on an aggregate, they are one goal behind Croatia. Will they level it or not? I mean, how that goal from Mikel Olise happened. Look at that. Look at that. How that was a free kick. Olise and Mbappe stand over the free kick, but it's the former who will take it. Olise takes a short run and curls it over the wall, and it flies it into the deep corner. Liverpool kick was rooted to the spot. Goodness, Mikel Olise has got that free kick being taken, and that was a perfect goal which Olise has got into this game. On the other hand, Belgium and Ukraine still goalless. But over here, it is the Azuris in the second half getting that lone and sole consolation prize of one goal at the Signal Iduna Park. 5-2 is that aggregate. But is that going to be the end of the story? Is that going to be the end of the story? Because France and Croatia, I think that is going to the extra time, maybe to the penalties. Spain and Netherlands, what is that going to be? Because in the stats, it is 7 shots which the Spain has taken. Netherlands has got 8. 4 on target. Netherlands are making it big. It is Joshua Kimmich, Leroy Sané again, clean ranged being man marked by Bongano, good on the pitch. Gets that to Politano. Politano against the likes of Mittelstadt, Clindins dropping down. Politano again gets it to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo tries to get that into the box, but that was a good interception. Now it is Bambi up, trying to find Leroy Sané on the counters. Block that is from Bastoni. That is a block from Bastoni. But now the DFB Elf are looking just relaxing in their own half, not getting those clinical high up pitch movements to be happening. That is a block from Bastoni. And yes, those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the chat section that who is going to get those big wins out of here. The Lorenzo passes that to Risi. Varela this time. Politano, Moise Keane trying to get a hold of the ball inside the box, but possession denied by Rudiger. Bambi back passes that to Bowman. Rudiger again. Jonathan Tah. Shorter back. Bambi. Mittelstadt. Stiller. Rudiger. Kimmich again. Sane. Sane, most of the times in those creativity, he is staying deep down on the mid pitch. I haven't seen most of Sane going on to those wing moments, whereas it is likes of Joshua Kimmich who is moving high up on the pitch. Rudiger, most of the passes happening. Sane dropping down. Back passes to Bowman. Bowman this time goes for those clearances. That is what you have to do, guys. If you are playing with those three centre backs, go for those clearances high up on the pitch. Nice keen backheel pass that is to Tonali. Tonali tries to find it to the center of the pitch. Stiller Oh man, back passes don't need to be happening, boys. Back passes don't need to be happening. That is the bad aspect you are having. Bowman has to just stop making those back passes to be happening on the pitch. What a good show! What a good show! It is the DFB showdown, the German showdown, which is happening in the Nations League. The second half, the DFB are looking a bit composed and relaxed in those passes, but in the first half, they were looking a bad threat because look at that, it is those 19 shots which the DFB Elf has taken compared to that of 5 only by the Azuris. My goodness. Rudiger this time gets to Goretzka. First touch. Goretzka trying to find clean dance, but interception that was. Kimmich. Goretzka again. 61 minutes are up. Quarterback this time across for Goretzka, moving high up. Bit high that was, and Goretzka couldn't get a touch to it. It is those substitutions coming in, boys. Substitution coming in. Naglesmann bringing in those young players on the pitch. It is Goretzka, the man giving. He has been given those rest. He is dropping down to the sidelines. Leroy Sané as well dropping down. Look at that. It is those young men who are coming onto the pitch. It is likes of Amiri, the number 11. He is coming onto the pitch, especially to talk about him from mains. And the defensive midfield player he is Pascal Gross, again that center midfield, and Ademi on the wings. Leroy Sané replacing Ademi. Ademi, the man replacing Leroy Sané. Pascal Gross replacing the likes of Goretzka, and Angelo Stiller being replaced by Amiri. Nagelsmann has made those substitutions. 62 minutes, 30 seconds, fresh legs being brought into. Pascal Gross is staying on those centre backs. Defensive mid pitch. Amiri is also the man staying on the left part of the pitch along with Mittelstadt. But Gross is the man with that experience staying on those defensive mid pitch. Amiri passing that to shorter back to Amiri. Amiri in the first leg was that man who is new to the demon shaft in the squad, but at mains he has been doing those good job. It is the absence of Florian Wirtz where these new players are now being seen. Back pass that is to Bowman, Gross. Those back passes are really going to be a bit disheartening. Don't make those back passes, boys. What is the need of getting that? And on the other hand, Spain, these are the substitutions. Gross coming in, Stiller moving out, Amiri coming in, Goretzka moving out, Ademi coming in, Sane moving out. These are the three substitutions which happened. Spain and Netherlands, on the other hand, man, Memphis Depay has got that equalizer. Memphis Depay is the man has got those equalizers. Portugal and Denmark, oh my goodness. Denmark, Christensen, the man, Rasmus Christensen has got that goal. Denmark has equalized this for this leg, but on an aggregate, they are 2-1 up. France and Croatia. France has been able to just get a single goal. Croatia are leading on an aggregate 2-1. Belgium and Ukraine. Belgium hasn't been able to register a single goal so far. My goodness. It is Risi going to Bastoni. 65 minutes already there, but the Azuris are not making anything happen like that. Apart from that one goal which happened from the back passes from the DFB, that was a given away goal for a consolation for the Azuris, and Spalletti and his men haven't been able to get past into the box against the Germans. The German showdown is happening over here. Moiskin gets that to Tonali inside the box. Politano, will he get that? Schotterback gets that sliding tackle good. Schotterback gets that sliding tackle good. But the Azuris are pointing to the referee Simon Marciniak for that handball. No, that wasn't, definitely that wasn't a handball. That wasn't a handball. That was never going to be handball. It was that sliding tackle he made, and his body was close to his hand. This man, Simon Mercenek, is doing a good job. This man, Simon Mercenek, so far in this game has been doing his job decent. Azuris with that corner being taken. Bowman gets that deflection. Shorter back against Keane. That is a throw for the DFB. Look at that positioning from Ademi. If Ademi needs to show some character into that, he is speeding up, he is chasing it high on the pitch. My God, Ademi just makes that tackle. That was a bad tackle from Ademi. What was the need, boy? What was the need? It is that young gun Ademi brought into the game, and he showed, and he gave away those tackles to Bastoni. And he has got that yellow card into that. It is the substitution again. Tonali is the man dropping down, and look at that. It is Raspadori coming onto the pitch. From Gorno, Bastoni, back pass to Donnarumma. I mean, why is Moiskin being still kept? I mean, Moiskin is definitely that good player to be coming in. But in this game, apart from that one giveaway goal, he hasn't been getting those big contributions. Raspadori passes that to Bastoni. I mean, still Spalletti hasn't got the likes of Retigui on the page, but Moiskin has got that second goal. Man, time and again I'm seeing about this man on the pitch, and Moiskin has again got that second goal. Oh my goodness. My goodness, Moiskin is the man. He is causing those threat on the pitch. Look at that. It was Raspadori who passed that to Moiskin. It was Jonathan Tah. But Moiskin taking that double touch into that shot. Look at that. It took that double. No, that was the first touch. It was close to Bowman even, but he couldn't get that save. My goodness. That was that power in the shot from Moiskin, and the Azuris now has got 2 against the likes of 3 from the DFB. My goodness. 3-2 for this leg, but on an aggregate it is still 5-3. 2 goals. The Azuris are trailing by 2 goals. 5-3 is the aggregate. Will this go to the equalizers and then to the extra time or to the penalties? My goodness, what is this game going on? Moiskin is making those exclamatory movements so good, celebrating it. Spain, on the other hand, my goodness, they have scored their second goal. Oyarzabal gets that. Portugal and Denmark still won each, but Portugal trailing by an aggregate of 2-1. France and Croatia 1-0, but what a shot. Raspadori this time takes that shot way far from the box with his left footer. The Azuris are now building up gold in their confidence to get those equalizers. Politano back heel that was, but it is the likes of Amiri who has been brought in. I mean, Julian Naglesmann getting the likes of dropping Stiller and bringing in Amiri on the pitch, whereas Jonathan Tah is the man who is still staying. I mean, why not dropping Schotterback to the centre backs and bringing in the likes of Rom on the pitch? Rudiger to Gross, back to Rudiger, Tah, Gross again, Schotterback. Schotterback has a fall on the pitch. Are the things going to turn over here? Because getting a low lead of 3 goals at Signal Iduna Park and you are conceding twice in the second half, that is looking bit disheartening. Baumgartner gives that a tackle to Clean but no foul being given. But Baumgartner is the man already on a yellow card. I hope he doesn't get a red card into that. Baumgartner to Bastoni. It is the likes of Ademi chasing in Bastoni. Look at that. Clean and Bambi are looking exhausted on the pitch. That is a wide pass, but Kimmich gets that interception. Bambi miss pass. Bambi needs some substitution, guys. Bambi really this time now needs a substitution to be incoming. Bambi really needs a substitution. Naglesmann needs to bring in those substitutions, especially from the likes of Bambi and Jonathan Tah on the pitch. Oh my god, that is a penalty being given for the Azuris. What is that happening? What is that happening? My god, the penalty has been given. Oh my god. Quarterback against Raspadori. But what was that? Schotterback just didn't had a touch for Lorenzo, but he made that a wide tackle. My goodness. Simon Marcinek this time has awarded that penalty for the Azuris. My goodness, 3-2 is the scoreline, and now the Azuris has got those penalty moments. Oh my goodness. And the substitutions which Naglesmann has brought, he has brought in Ademi and Amiri on the pitch. That is a VR check to be happening. Definitely that wasn't a foul and it shouldn't stand over there. Simon Messinek on the sidelines. Look at that. Mittelstadt made that contact with the ball and it was Di Lorenzo who moved in good, and that is definitely not a penalty to be given. He was nowhere close for Di Lorenzo. Look at that. He was nowhere close to Di Lorenzo. It was Di Lorenzo who got his leg entangled from Schotterback. Look at that back movement of right footer from Di Lorenzo on the pitch. Yes, that is not a penalty. Good job done. Good job done. That is definitely not a penalty. That was a wide one from Schotterback. He was nowhere near to get that straight into the legs of Di Lorenzo. It was Di Lorenzo who got his right footer entangled intentionally by getting his right footer. Look at that movement from Di Lorenzo. He was moving forward, but his right footer, he moved in back. He moved in back. Di Lorenzo moved his right foot back, and that was the bad thing happening. But Nagelsmann has to bring those substitutions. He has to bring in the likes of Andrik on the pitch. He has to bring in Andrik on the pitch and drop down Jonathan Tah. Yes, oh my God. Bambi has to be replaced also. Yes, Bambi is now moving down to the sidelines. That is the substitution, and Andrik is the man coming in. That is what we want. That is what we want. Nagelsmann felt the threat which the Azuris can cause up by 3 goals, but then also they could be that lethal man. And Nagelsmann now making those changes. It is Bissek coming in, Rudiger dropping down. My goodness, Rudiger has been dropped. Rudiger dropping in, and this is likes of Bissek coming in, and as well as Bambi dropping in. Bambi was really needing those substitutions because he was the man being man marked, and Andrik coming in. More defensive reinforcements. Nagelsmann making it. More defensive reinforcements, which Nagelsmann is making it. Ademi getting that interception goal. Andrik this time. Raspadori is causing some threat with his speed on the pitch. That is a corner. That is a corner. 3-2 is the scoreline, but on an aggregate, it is 5-3. Amiri has to show those characters. Amiri has to give those characters. Nagelsmann has been forced to make those centre back as well as those defensive mid pitch substitutions, dropping in Rudiger and Bambi. Make that cross happen, boy. Joshua Kimmich with that corner coming in. Make it big, make it big, make it big. Perfect cross. That is something bad one. Blocked. Kimmich gets that to Bissek. That is a foul. That is a big foul. Look at that. What is that brawl which is happening? What is that brawl happening on between Bastoni and the likes of Jonathan Tah on the pitch? Italians are playing those negative aspects on the pitch. Look at that. Bastoni and Clindist. Look at that. Bastoni and Clindist were having that war, and it was Bastoni who entangled Clindist with that. It is the ugly way which the Italians are playing. It is that ugly way which the Italians are playing. It is the Italians who are playing their ugly way and trying to get some sort of red cards to be happening. Look at that. Joshua Kimmich with that throw. Klingdienst has now gotten that yellow card. Hendrik Schotterback. Schotterback gets a good dribble. He is inside the box trying to take a shot. Again, that is a penalty. Come on, big. Oh my God, is that a penalty? No, that is a free kick. This man, Marciniak, is doing his job so good. Look at that. It was Schotterback who moved in good. But look at that. It was a challenge inside the box. That was a challenge inside the box. Barella got the foot of Schotterback, but it was bait out of the box. That is a big opportunity, boys. Big opportunities. In this second half, get that goal. Who is going to take that free kick? Who is going to take that free kick? Big opportunity incoming. It is just that distance, double the distance of that penalty spot. Joshua Kimmich, is he going to take that? Clean danced. Gross, three of them are staying there. Who is going to take that free kick? Who is going to take that free kick? Who is going to take that free kick? Make it big, boys. 81 minutes on the watch. 9 minutes left plus stoppage time. Joshua Kimmich. He takes that, or it is clean dazed. Kimmich takes that, grounded one. Donnarumma just gets that deflection good. Donnarumma just gets that deflection good. Donnarumma gets that deflection somehow, and it was good. But Joshua Kimmich this time going for those grounded shots. Again, a corner incoming. Come on, big DFB Elf, make that happen. Cross from Kimmich. Bisek takes that onto the far post. Just wide, just little bit wide. It was Bisek this time who got that header, but bit wide of the far post. I mean, that was his first post. 82 minutes. Donnarumma takes that long kick. Barella, Raspadori. Back to Risi. Bastoni again. Keep your cool, boys. Keep your cool. Keep your cool. Keep your nerves high up. Bastoni gets that good to Barella. Udogi, Barella again. Udogi, Bastoni. In the second half, the DFB hasn't been able to get the hold of the game in a proper way. In the second half, the DFB hasn't been able to get the hold of the game in a proper way. It is Udogi. That is a good turn. He tries to get that to Moiskin. Hendrik is the man. Di Lorenzo. Politano. Mittelstadt gets that interception. Good. Good one from Mittelstadt. Look at that. Mittelstadt got that interception. So good. 84 minutes. 6 minutes left into it. Lorenzo gets that. Risi. Hendrik. Interception. Gross clears that good. The Azuris are still breathing and in need of 2 more goals up to those stoppage time. The Azuris need 2 more goals. Bastoni with that cross. Go 5 for my skin. Look at that challenge which Moiskin has made that to Pascal Gross. Look at that challenge which Moiskin got that to Pascal Gross. Man. The Italians are looking hopeless in those challenges which are being made. Spain, on the other hand, my goodness, Spain and Netherlands again, equalizer from Netherlands. Madsen has got that. Portugal and Denmark, my goodness, 2 each. What is that going on? France and Croatia, France has leveled that. Oh my goodness, what are these 4 games which is happening? The UEFA Nations League is taking a big toll. All those equalizers happening from Norway, and the teams are giving their best. Espadori again passes that to Udogi. Kimmich blocking. Bastoni gets that to Barella, but Ademi, he is not getting those moments. Why Naglesmann brought in Ademi so early? Bastoni getting that, trying to find Zakagni being tackled by Bisek. I mean, Naglesmann bringing in those substitutions, I really don't find that how are things going in. I mean, Amiri and Adeyemi, what was the need of bringing those two so early? Espadori this time goes on far to the post. The ball is off the line. The flags are raised. What is that? A corner being given for what? It is 6 minutes 30 seconds. Nagelsmann is looking furious on the sidelines. Bowman takes that goal kick long up. Amiri getting two. I mean, the involvement of Amiri at times I'm not being able to understand. He has been given that number 11. He is high up on the pitch. 87 minutes on the watch. 3 minutes plus stoppage time. How much of the stoppage time will be awarded? Stoney gets that in between. Retesi passes that to Bastoni again. Takagni, Dogi. Oh my god, oh my god. Things are looking up so good. Things are looking up so good. Italians are looking now desperate. The Azuris are now looking desperate enough to get two more goals. Otherwise, it will be all the way for the DFB to get it. Bastoni getting that a long throw. Bisak, head interception. Kimmich. Make those clearances higher, boys. What is that? Varela gets that to the mid pitch. Shorter good awareness that is from Shorterback. Look at that. It was a good awareness from Shorterback. Bowman getting the hold of the ball good. 88 minutes, 17 seconds. The clock is doing tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Lindens tackled bad. Miri making those runs good. Joshua Kimmich. Clearance. Jonathan Tah is trying to find a way out of that. What a tackle that is from Zakagni. What is that happening? Look at that. Bella is pushing Andrick on the pitch. It is the likes of Zakagni. And look at that. Zakagni hits that from the back on the legs of Joshua Kimmich. The Italians are now paying those negative aspects on the pitch. It is not Joshua Kimmich gets in at Amy. First touch is good. Take that shot, boy. Take that shot. Take that shot. Back passes to shorter back. And he's getting that good. Amiri with that tackle. Gross. Kimmich. Amiri again. Kimmich. 6 minutes being awarded. My goodness. 6 minutes of stoppage time being awarded. The Italians are showing that bad way on the pitch and making those tackles happening. And look at that acting which they are doing on the pitch. My goodness. On the other hand, Spain and Netherlands, my goodness, 4-4 on aggregate. Netherlands has got those equalizers. Portugal and Denmark, Portugal has leveled that. Oh my goodness, 89 minutes. Portugal has got that. Cristiano Ronaldo scoring in, Trincao scoring in. Finally, France has also got those two goals against Croatia. My goodness, this UEFA Nations League quarterfinal second leg, everything is happening so dramatic and so much of equalizers, so much of cinema into this. Now it is Ademi moving high up on the pitch. Will he get that to clean dazed? He tries to go solo, and that is what happens if you are that young man on the pitch. Ademi is down on the pitch, but nothing being given for that. Back to Bisek. 90 minutes are up. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Quarterback trying to find clean lanes. It is that mid pitch which is looking absent from Amiri. It is that mid pitch which is looking absent from Amiri on the pitch. Cagney trying to get in. Passes to Barella. Kimmich this time. That is a corner. That is a corner. The Azuris has got a corner. Still, two more goals. 2 minutes of the stoppage time are up. Only 4 minutes left. Will that be sufficient enough for them to get two goals? That is a clearance from Gross. Ademi chasing it. Good. Barella, what a tackle that is. Bisek. Bisek is the man standing good on the centre back aspects. It is that cross which Zekagni is trying to make. Now this time Ademi has got it to clean this. It is the likes of Gross running it. Give that pass, boy. Man, goodness. Clean should have made that pass bit early, boys. Clean should have made that pass bit early. It could have been that fourth goal. And a lead of 6-3, double the lead. Minutes are up. What is that blow of whistle? Oh my god, that is a penalty. What is this cinema which is happening over there? Oh my goodness, a penalty has been awarded for the Azuris. Look at that. It was Mittelstadt in getting those clearances. His hand was involved in it. And that is a penalty for the Azuris. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Raspadori going to take that penalty on an aggregate. Still, the Italians are behind by 2 goals. A ray of hope for this for Spalletti if they are going to get that penalty. Good. My goodness. What is that going to be? What is that going to be? Raspadori going to take that. Oh my god, Raspadori has converted it. Raspadori has converted it. The scoreline is now 3 each. The Azuris has equalized in this leg. My goodness, what a game that is. The Azuris has equalized for this leg, but on an aggregate, still 1 goal behind. In the second half, Naglesmann and his men, after that first half heroic performances, hasn't been looking that good. No denying the fact. It is It is the Azuris getting that free kick again. Three each, one goal behind. 5 minutes 12 seconds on the stoppage time. 1 minute left. 1 minute of stoppage time left into it. What a show, what a performance from the Azuris, what a show from the DFB. Man, it is that first half for the DFB and second half for the Azuris. 3 goals, both of them have scored. Will they get that one more goal and equalized it and move to the extra time? Again inside the box, gets that. Gets that header deflection. Bowman makes it a good catch. It is that first leg 1 goal advantage which is now staying in. It is that first leg 1 goal advantage which is going to stay in. 6 minutes are up. Nerves are taking a talk over here. Hendrik goes for middle start. The Germans are looking, missing away everything, whatever they are, trying to get a creating aspect into it. Still the whistle hasn't been blown. 6 minutes 34 seconds. 34 seconds more into the stoppage time. How much more the game is going to continue over here? Pastoni. Raspadori again. Finds Barella with that cross. That is out for a goal kick. That was off to the far post. 7 minutes. 1 more minute. 1 more minute of stoppage time. 1 minute more of the stoppage time is going to happen. Will that be the end of the story with that goal kick? Will that be the end of the story? Germany and Italy at the Signal Iduna Park. This will be remembered in the history. The first 3 goals which the DFB got in the first half, and the Azuris got those 3 goals equalizers in the second half. My goodness, 6 goals. Remy gets it good. That is a foul. That is a foul to Ademi. Udogi gets that foul to Ademi. Will that be the end of the time? 8 minutes of stoppage time. My goodness. Still a 1 goal lead is there. Still a 1 goal lead is there. Joshua Kimmich, will he get that cross again? Will that be the end of the time over here? Look at that. Ademi trying to get it against Udogi. Joshua Kimmich, short free kick, short pass. The game is on here on to the 9th minute. The whistle has been blown. Simon Marcinek and DFB progresses it into the semi-finals. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Simon Marcinek now blows the whistle, and that is the end of the story. What a gameplay from the Italians. What a gameplay from the Germans. The first half quietly being dominated by the DFB, but in the second half, the Italians getting it good. But Spain and Netherlands, it is still going on the 93rd minute. 2 each. My goodness. My goodness. What a night that is. Portugal has also equalized against the likes of Denmark, France, and Croatia doing it good. But I'll be watching that of Spain and Netherlands now. Let me just put that on the screen. Oh my goodness, what is that? What has that happened? What has that happened? The Germans are moving to the semi-finals, but on the other hand, France and Croatia and the likes of Spain and Netherlands, what is that going to be? Spain and Netherlands will be having the watch of that. Let me just put this on the screen. My goodness, what a game. Everything was looking damn annoying in the second half by the DFB, but that first leg away goal which they got it was the moment which turned the table for them. No denying the fact, it was the moment which turned the table for them, and it is the DFB who has moved into the semi-finals, and the likes of Netherlands and Spain. Look at that! It is 4-4 on an aggregate. I mean, Germany and the likes of Italy 5-4, 9 goals in that quarterfinals. Spain and Netherlands 8 goals. Portugal and Denmark a total of 3 goals in both the legs. Croatia and France 4 goals. Belgium on an aggregate 3 goals they have scored. Oh my god! The tables are being turned upside down in all the matches. My goodness. It will be very hard and very tough for me to make that compilation video for the tomorrow morning of these matches. My goodness. My goodness. Spain are now leveled up. But look at that. If in this table, what is that which is going to be happening? Look at that. Let me just put this on the table. Yes, it is over here on the table. Oh my god. Look at that. It is Germany against Italy. Germany has eliminated Italy. What is that which is going to be? Netherlands and Spain moving into the extra time. Denmark and Portugal. My goodness. Croatia and France. Oh my god. We will watch that a bit later, but let me put this on the screen. It is Spain and Netherlands now on an aggregate 2-2. Portugal. Portugal has got their fourth goal. Oh my god. Cristiano Ronaldo has got that. Trincao has got that fourth goal, and what a drama. Denmark now will be eliminated. Denmark now will be eliminated. Look at that. 91st minute, Trincao gets that goal. Look at that celebration which Cristiano Ronaldo is having on the page. Oh my god. What is that happening? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Cristiano Ronaldo and his team has got that. Look at that. Trincao is the man. He has got that goal. Trincao is the man who has got that goal. What a drama this is happening. What a drama that is happening. Will that be the end of the story? Will that be the end of the story? Finally, it is the likes of Roberto Martinez. Man, they are making it good. I mean, in that stoppage time, that goal which is being now scored, Trincao got that good. But when is that whistle which will be blown? When is that whistle which will be blown? The Germans has moved into the semi-finals and the winners of Portugal and Denmark. Obviously, now Portugal are going to get that unless and until Denmark are going to cause any upsets. It will be likes of the Germans against the likes of the Portuguese and Germans in the semi-finals. Will that be on an aggregate? Still, Portugal one up. My goodness! Stoppage time, clutch moment, goals. What a big night this is going to be. What a big night this is going to be. Portugal are going it so good. My goodness. Will that be the end of the story? Will that be the end of the story for Portugal over here? It is Denmark. Look at that. I mean, Denmark, to talk about them, in these stats to talk about, has got 10 shots on target only. I mean, 10 shots, 3 on target, whereas Portugal has got 3 big chances and they have got 4 goals. No denying the fact, but Cristiano Ronaldo has been missing that big goal, but in the end, scoring it good. Yeah, Ronaldo, the boy, sitting on the sidelines, has made it happen, but he has been substituted on those 98th minutes. And Gonzalo Ramos was the man bringing into the substitution. The referee, is he going to blow the whistle now? 4-3 on an aggregate. Will that be the happening? Denmark takes that cross, good interception. On the other hand, Spain and Netherlands still to each 101 minutes going into the game. France and Croatia full time, it is to each. I hope Denmark doesn't get any sort of goals into this. I hope that doesn't end in any sort of injuries to be happening. But look at that, France and Croatia, substitutions are being made. Oh my goodness. Still substitutions are being made. Dorgu is the man coming in for those substitutions. Man, is this game going to continue up to those? How many more minutes? How many more minutes is this game going to continue like this? It is that extra time which is happening between Spain and Netherlands. It is that extra time between Portugal and Denmark. But why this France and Croatia? What is this going on over here? Oh my god, look at that. Lamine Yamal has got that big goal. Lamine Yamal has got that big goal, and that is going to be the game-changing moment. Look at that. Lamine Yamal has got those big goal over here, and that will be the game-changing moment. My goodness. But it is the Orange who are going to get those comebacks time and again. Will that be the happening? Oh my goodness. This is the story of Spain and Netherlands, and on the other hand, Portugal and Denmark. Portugal are going to make it. Spain and Netherlands. Will Spain be getting that enough? Look at that. Lamine Yamal was there high up. He went it good against Madsen. Left footer that was. That was a clinical finishing from Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal gets that finishing good. Lamine Yamal gets that finishing so good. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. What is that which is happening? That was a clinical finishing. Oof. Such a big night of the Nations League quarterfinals. Will Spain and Portugal make it with this scoreline? Malin gets that good into the box, but that was a interception. Who could have expected that the UEFA Nations League quarterfinals are going to end this way? My God. Who was expecting that the Nations League the Nations League quarterfinals are going to end this way? My goodness. France and Croatia, it is also going on for that extra time. Oh my goodness. Portugal and Denmark 4-2. It is Nico Williams. Will he get the likes of Merino? No. He goes for Lamine Yamal. Yamal again getting it inside the box. Take that shot, boy. Williams taking that interception. That was an interception. Oh my god. I mean, in the knockouts, it will be if Portugal are going to get that good. Spain are going to get the likes of France in the end. Germany will get the likes of Portugal. These will be the four teams. My goodness. Nico Williams had a perfect chance, but that was a good block. That is the end of the first half of the extra time. I will also take a break, boys. I need to go to the washroom just to have a short break. Portugal and Denmark, still it is 4-2. Portugal are going to make that. France has also leveled. It is in the extra time which is going on. Spain and Netherlands. Spain and Netherlands. Belgium, on the other hand, has won that on an aggregate of 4-3. Why it is showing that France and Croatia is end of the match. The game is also going on. Spain and Netherlands 3-2. Let me take a short break, guys. Let me take a short break. I will be just back in 1 minute. I will be just back in 1 minute. What is that?